Hi, I've got a very special guest joining us, John Shipton. Hi, John, how are you?
Yeah, good to see you again, Paul. Thanks for checking in.
Thank you. Good to see you again as well. So thank you for joining us for the ClearSummit.
It's a pleasure. Good to
Yeah.
be here.
And just wanted to check in with you first, how you're doing, and of course the question on everyone's mind, one of Australia's favourite sons, and happens to be your son as well, Julian Assange, and just wanted to check in and see how you were doing first and foremost, and also how is Julian going?
Oh, well, thanks, Paul. We're doing okay. Back in Australia, it's very pleasant. It's a full moon. I live in the countryside. It's very sweet. There's mist in the morning and a clear sky during the day, which burns off the mist early on. So it's very charming. Julian's circumstances haven't changed, and it's not the best. And the news that the High Court Judge Timothy Holroyd in the United Kingdom's High Court has decided to accept the 5 terms of reference for the American appeal for the hearing on the 27th and 28th of October is a bit depressing. However, we march on. We don't expect any grace from the United Kingdom judiciary at all. We just continue the fight. The circumstances are that the first of the terms of reference is a matter of law. And that's usually what the High Court deals with, matters of law in appeal. They never deal with merit. The last 4 items are matters of merit. And that surrounds the report of Professor Koppelman into Julian's psychology and circumstances. And the last of those 5 is the terms of reference demands to know why the judge in the first instance, that's Judge Baritza, didn't ask the United States for assurances for Julian's treatment in the United States. Well, you can guess that the judge didn't ask, Paul, because any assurance that the United States give is not worth the paper it's printed on. They're known nowadays as to be not agreement capable.
Non-agreement capable.
No, they can't make agreements. You can see that in Afghanistan, where their allies, Australia, France, Holland, Germany, and the United Kingdom, in fact NATO, weren't advised of the circumstances of the 72-hour collapse of the current Afghan government before the Taliban. So no agreements possible, none made.
Yeah. It's interesting as well, talking about Afghanistan that you raised there as well. It's interesting, some of Julian's comments seem to have resurfaced from 2011, where he was making comments in relation to Afghanistan as well, which is almost like 10 years to the day. For those that don't know, what's the duration of time that Julian's been incarcerated for?
It's moving towards the end of the 12th year of arbitrary detention. In Belmarsh, it's moving towards the 3rd year of detention in Belmarsh. So it starts off 1.5 years in house arrest in Norwich, then 7.5 years in the Ecuadorian embassy, dragged out of there and thrown into Belmarsh maximum security prison. And Julian's sort of strong-minded intellectual, it's not put in a maximum security prison with terrorists is sort of grotesque.
Well, I really appreciate you joining us for the ClearSummit, and I think the thing that's of most concern, or people are asking as well, John, is how can they really assist or contribute to Julian at this point in time?
There's a website called writejulian.com. Write him a letter. when you're in the banged up there, a letter is like manna from heaven. You know, you get a little bit of news from Oz. It's just wonderful, or from wherever. The Germans write occasionally, and so do the French, and the Aussies write. There's a good few letters come from America, particularly when we did our last tour there. So write, and if you're Australian, just congratulate those 28 MPs who have formed the Australian Parliament Assange group. Just congratulate, because look, it's a wonderful thing. This, if you indulge me for a second, this is a wonderful thing. The parliamentary method of government, where the constituents bring their concerns to the parliamentarians, and the parliamentarians take those concerns into the majesty, the sovereign majesty of Parliament, and instruct the executive to act upon those concerns. The Assange group is a cross-party group. Consequently, it's the phenomenon of Parliament, all the parliamentarians, cross-party, bringing their concerns into Parliament and instructing the executive to solve this problem. There are 227 parliamentarians. There are 28 in the group, and many more sympathise. So this is a substantial phenomenon and demonstrates to all of us how to go about bringing about change. Do it cross-party and umbrella concerns. Fabulous.
Thanks, John. And just in closing, I wanted to ask you as well if Julian was able to, at this point in time, about what we're experiencing in the world as far as the COVID situation is concerned and the mass surveillance that seems to be happening at the moment in the world. What do you think Julian would be saying about what's occurring at this point in time?
Well, he's on record about the mass surveillance along with Snowden. He's also on record about Afghanistan. But I don't know his attitude to COVID, except that in the jail, they're in lockdown because of COVID infections. And the prisoner in the cell next to him died from a COVID infection. So it's very awkward.
Absolutely. Well, I do appreciate your time in joining us for the ClearSummit, and from if you can please pass on our regards from everyone, not only from Clear United and the ClearSummit, but also from Australia. Please pass on our love and regards to Julian, and know that he's very much loved and supported metaphysically as much as possible at this point in time.
Delighted, Paul, and thank you, and hope to catch up again pretty soon.
Absolutely. John Shipton, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you.
Cheers.